welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. Today we are doing another tutorial video. This one will actually be the start of a mini series that I'm doing, which is essentially doing a deep dive into all of the different settings in MCCC Command Center, explaining some of the settings to the best of my ability, and maybe showing you some settings you didn't realize that were there. Because I'm still going through my mods folder, I'm just in a test save right now with a sim that I created. So she had literally, like, the CC that's on her is literally like all that I have in my game, basically. I mean, I have some other stuff in there, but we can go ahead over here to the, actually, let's start out with clicking on sims and on mailboxes, and then we'll go over to the computer. But so there's 3 different ways to enter MC Command Center settings. One is through the mailbox, one is on your sim, the other is on your computer. So if we go over to the mailbox, you can see right here we have MC cheats. We have active household cheats, change lot details, world's time, deletion sheets, season sheets, and then sim and NPC household cheats. So active household cheats lets you fill needs of the whole household, everyone on the current lot, or clear active household tags. This is something that you would do when you click on a sim, where you can add the tags. Lot details, change the traits, change the challenges, change the world time. You can't go backwards in time, but you can go, you can change just by hours or by amount of days. If we do deletion sheets, you can, this is really good if you're just doing like a forever save and you don't want to have to go through manage worlds and delete everyone through there. You can delete all sims through here. Let's say a bunch of your foxes are bugging out, you can delete all of them through here without having to find them. You can delete all of one specific age, one gender, all of the occults, delete all the cold sims. There's a lot of management that you can do with MC Command Center, which is really nice. Season cheats, change the season, change the weather, random lightning strike, and then you can random lightning strike a sim. This is the one that I use the most, which is sim and NPC household cheats. So you can hide households. So these are all the households that show up in Managed Worlds. And now I won't show you all the sims in the household. It'll show you one sim from each household. So like Akira, he's in the Karaoke Legends household, so he's the only one of the 3 that's going to show up in this screen. So if you know of one person in the household and they show up here, then you can hide the whole household through there. Same thing with unhiding households. So these are the ones that are automatically hidden when you start a new game. So these are a bunch of like the random NPCs. MC Cleaner, Run Relationship Cleaner. So you can do that through here. MC Dresser, you can clean all sims, apply custom definitions, and change all outfits. Occults, you can humanize just specific occults or humanize all of them. You can set all the walk styles per gender. You can summon a sim. If you know their first and last name, you can do by this. This will give you a list of all the sims and then a list of all the sims, but without the ghosts. And then again, the unhide households. So that's from, oh. Okay, so apparently some of my traits are giving me issues. That's on the mailbox, but now if we click on a sim, oh, we can click MC Command Center, and these are our basic settings that we know very well. I'm going to try and, oops, do this so we don't have her behind the pop-up. So you can modify the household and cast, which is the first option. Sim commands. You can modify and cast, which will just take you to the one sim. You can't change any of their traits. I don't think you can do sliders or anything. Um, I think if you have it set to where you have more than 8 Sims in a household, you can do this to enter cast without losing any Sims, though I'm not entirely sure, as I don't usually have more than 8 Sims in my household. You can change the age or set how many days into said age that the Sim is. Rename them, delete them, kill them, move them to another household, set their gender preferences, swap their gender, do a complete gender swap, or get them a random job. Um, Teleport commands, you can teleport a single sim to the sim, multiple, or teleport this sim to another sim. Occult commands, humanize them. So she's actually a mermaid, so this will show up different depending on if your sim is a human or an occult. For me, I have humanize sim and then show mermaid tail. And then their log commands, I don't usually enter this, so I couldn't explain that to you. This is really good if, let's say, you're trying to make a duplicate of your sim, or let's say you like my sim got messed up, but I have a tray version of her. I can put her tray version on. So you would go only my sims, and then I think yeah, this is her last name. So I could paste a tray sim of her on. Hello? There we go. Uh, manage traits, random body part value. You can essentially change a bunch of cast stuff without actually having to enter casts. Um, I usually only use the copy paste and the sunbathing options in here. I don't usually change anything else. Maybe a walk style. Oh, you can also set their favorite drink and umbrella in here. I forgot that was in there. Um, cheats. This is what I use the most of. You can increase the household funds. Cheat some info so you can change their statistics. So their motives or their skills that they currently have. Here's where you can have all the expansion cheats. So you can add them to a club. You can change their celebrity level. Not all of the expansion cheats shows are not. Oh, sorry, not all of the pack cheats show on here. It's just expansions. If you want all the rest of the pack cheats, you would have to like actually shift click on your sim. Mood and buff control. You can add a buff if you know the buff name. You can cheat their emotion. You can remove all buffs or remove a specific buff if you know the name of it as well. And then you can change their skills through here. So forget all, max out all skills, randomize skill levels, set all skill levels, and set skills to level. So this will set all of their active skills to whatever level. So let's say I want my sim to have all of her current skills at level 5. I could put 5 here. Let's say I wanted to give her a bunch of skills. I can go through here and let's say she has acting and archery, right? Well, I just usually set this to 1. Oops, there's a lot of boxes. Now, oh, hold on. Gotta give it a second to load. Oh, maybe I didn't do it right. Cheats. Here. Acting, archery. Let's do 2. There we go. So she has 3 skills. She has acting, archery, and comedy. If I do randomized skill levels, randomized known skills, oh, she also had mischief and singing. So now all of her skills that she had previously are all randomized at different levels instead of all starting out at 1. So that's really good if you want to give Sims a little bit more personality. You can set all the skills that you want them to have to a low level and then just randomize all of them. Back into cheats. That's the last one in there. Occult cheats. So I can have my sim get abducted, or I can adjust a bunch of the stuff that came with Enchanted by Nature. I don't usually mess with this because I don't usually play out occults too often. But when I do, I like to actually progress through it. You can clone the sim through here. I'm not going to do that. You can increase the different points, so the amount of followers they have, restaurant points, retail points, satisfaction points, veterinarian points. You can make the sim happy, which will fill all of their motives, complete their aspiration goal, reset their aspiration, or reset the sim. MC Cleaner, you can move their inventory to the household inventory. You can sell the household inventory, or you can sell your sim's inventory. Dresser, uh, same thing. This is really good if maybe you want to just do like the main outfit. This was really helpful before the copy paste feature within CAS. I would make a sim and then I would like copy their hair, copy their accessories and whatnot and paste it to another outfit. But I don't use this very often anymore. Obviously you can change their outfit through here, exclude items. Only I actually don't know how that one works. I don't even think I've noticed these two options. Outfit commands, clean outfit, save outfit, add outfit to category. Usually, if I have an outfit, let's say in a formal category, but I want to move it to the party, I'll use the outfit commands. Um, Instead of having to find all the pieces in CAS, it's just a lot easier. Uh, you can add this custom skin tones, randomize clothing, remove all accessories, just kind of random stuff. MC pregnancy, she does not actively have a pregnancy, but oh, okay. So if I start a pregnancy for her, now these are all the options. So it'll show you who the partner is, how many sims they're pregnant with, and how many of each gender, what trimester. You can change the pregnancy phase. You can change the offspring. You can change the amount, though I have mine set to 3 as default. You can end the pregnancy, you can change who the partner is, and you can also pause the pregnancy. I'm going to end it because she's not supposed to be pregnant. MC Tuner. Sorry, also, I'm really sorry if I'm going through this really fast. I'm trying not to make this like an hour-long video. I'm not going to go through everything, just kind of some of the basic stuff today. And then in another part, I'll do more of the settings. Tray autonomy scan, enable autonomy scan. No idea what these ones do. I think that's more of you can change the autonomy scans in the computer settings. Sim flags. This one I use quite often, especially when setting up like NPC sims. So this allows you to adjust a lot of different stuff for sims maybe you don't want to play as. Like let's say I want to change a bunch of stuff on Agnes Crumplebottom, but I don't want to play as her and ruin like her NPC career. So you can flag them as immortal or no aging. You can freeze all their skills, no relationship calling, freeze all their motives, have them never call. For pregnancy, hold on, oops, pregnancy, flags affecting offspring, no offspring. So I normally do this through so I do this two ways. If it's a sim I'm actively playing with, I will do through the Lumpinu RPO mod, and I will either have them go on birth control or get sterilization surgery. If it's an NPC sim and I don't want them specifically to have any kids, I will set one or both parents to have a no offspring flag on them. Population. She has a. Oh, she doesn't have any flags. Flag multiple households as ancestors. Oh, that's neat. Okay. So you can set certain households as ancestors for your current sim. Um, oh, okay. So this one does for all households, I'm pretty sure, and this one just does for your active household or your active sim. And then relationships. So you can add a relationship. So let's say I want Alex Moyer to be her mother. Oops. Did that work? Yeah. So now she's set as her mother. But let's say maybe I want to. Okay, so add relationship with Sim on lot. Let's do. We'll do Elcrum. So I can set him as her father through that as well. Set active relationship. Choose the gender of Sims on the current lot to set relationship in the to the active Sim. Let's do female, friendly, light. So it should add. Yeah. So Judith and Juniper were near the house. So because they were technically on the lot and I set it to liked relationship, they now show up as like really close with her. Also, apparently Elcrum is also I'm gonna have to remove these. Okay. So, now that I've shown off the mailbox and shown off when it happens when you click on your sim, let's go over when you click on the computer. So we're gonna go ahead and click on this. And right here we have MC Command Center and all of its settings. So today we're going to go over the basic MCC settings, MC Career, MC Cleaner, MC Clubs, and MC Tuner. So MC settings. While I go through each of these, I will, because I've reset all my MC settings, so I wanted to redo them. I will go through and show you what I change each of these to and what I don't change. So if you were wondering what my MC Command Center settings look like, this is the only way I'm probably going to be able to do it. So age settings, I'm not going to go through and put in my age duration because I'm still figuring out how I want to do that, but you can do for cats, dogs, horses, and humans, and then you can set for short, normal, or long lifespan. This is really good for like myself. I want to play in my forever save in long lifespan, but my goal, my initial goal, my eventual goal, wow, words, is to completely do my forever save without actually playing in it, and then make a duplicate of it to actually play in. And then whenever I want to do any legacy challenges, I'll just make duplicates of the original and play in those. That way I have custom made sims and custom made lots and everything, and some storylines already set up. But I won't have to worry about playing out the legacies in my actual like playing forever save, like my rotational forever save, and anything being messed up and me not having to not being able to control everything. So normal lifespan would be for my legacy saves, and then long would be for my forever save. So I can switch between these and have different set days for them. I don't ever play on short lifespan, so that would probably just stay as default. Same thing with dog. You can set it per lifespan duration. You can also stop all human aging through there. Autosave. I don't use my autosave. I have the thematically mods that allow me to like quick save. They also I don't know if you saw it, but it gives a little pop-up to remind you to save. So, but if you're someone who tends to forget to save, you can use this. You can use it. You can change. Where's the save interval type? You can do every real world hour, which is the default. Right before midnight, every sim day, or every sim hour. I feel like every sim hour would be kind of intense, but you do you. Gameplay settings. So adopt neglected child I have enabled. So let's say I'm playing an active household and my Sims kid gets taken away. They will be adopted by another household in the game, which makes it a lot easier to find them. Because the game just kind of likes to let them disappear whenever they get taken away. Adopt no caregiver is automatically enabled, which basically just sets it to where if all of the adult Sims or teen and older Sims pass away in a household, any child and younger Sims will get adopted. Character value difficulty adjustment. So negative is slower progress and positive is faster. Every one negative point is minus 10%. So minus 10 is 100% slower. For this, I think I do 5 if I remember correctly. So it's 50% slower. I also have a mod that changes up character value, so I don't like to make this too difficult. Fame difficulty is the same. So negative 10 is 100% slower. I actually do this at 5 as well. I feel like you gain and lose fame way too quickly. So this makes it it makes it much more of a grind to get to fame and allows your Sims to remain famous for much longer. Now, game speed time or game time speed. So the default is 25, and less than that makes the game go faster, and greater makes the days go slower. So I'm pretty sure I had this set at 40. Now, I know there are a lot of different people who don't mess with this. Some people set it at 35, some people set it higher than 40. I feel like 35 is good if you're starting out with messing with your game speed. So that's really nice. Maximum household Sims I don't mess with, but that's where you can change it to more than 8 Sims in a household. I don't change the maximum rename length. I feel like all my Sims' names fit within the boxes. Motive decay. Oh, here we go. Fame decay. So this one actually I set to 50. So this decays the fame a lot slower. I thought the other setting did both, but apparently not. So baby mode of decay I set to. I actually leave this at 100. Cat I set to 20. And I think I do the dogs as well. So this makes it so their mode of decay is a lot slower, which personally I find that cats and dogs can be, or pets in general, in The Sims 4, can be kind of annoying. Not annoying, they can be quite needy. There are mods to completely remove a lot of the motives of the pets. I don't mind them having said motives, I just wish that they didn't decay so much. So setting this to, setting this to 20 is quite helpful. Same with the horse. It just makes taking care of these pets a lot easier. So actual sim motive decay. I usually set this to 75. I want it to decay a little bit slower, but not super slow. Obviously, zero makes it so they don't decay at all. 200 doubles the motive decay. Vampire Sims. I set this to 80. So that's all of those. Neighborhood action plan bypass. So, neighborhood action plans to bypass when voting occurs. So this this is all personal, so you can go through these and figure out which ones you want to disable. But this basically means this basically sets it to where no matter what, so like we wear bags. I don't like the wear bags. So I can disable this essentially for neighborhood voting plans. And no matter what all of the NPCs vote on, it will never be we wear bags. It will never pop up. They can never choose it. Just nothing. So I'm going to go through real quick and select these, and then I'll show you what I selected. Okay, so I've gone through, read them, disabled the ones that I don't like. So I turned off Back to the Old Days, Eco-Friendly Appliances, Free Love, Juice community, power conservation, rock your body and mind, rough housing encouraged, um, water conservation, and we wear bags. So now I will not have to worry about those showing up, and obviously if any of the other ones annoy me, I can go ahead and turn them off. Pause and zone. I like to have this enabled. Basically, when I load into a household, any household, or load into a lot, it will automatically pause the game time, which is great if I want to figure out what the fuck was going on the last time I was in that household. Um, um, Sims are immortal. I don't mess with that. Sims die on lot is enabled. I leave that alone. Skill settings. So skill difficulty adjustment. So negative slower, positive is faster, same as always. And then same as before, the negative 10 is 100% slower. So I set this. I set this to 15. Yeah. Skill difficulty skewed. So let's say maybe you want certain skills to not be set to that, for me, 150% slower um adjustment. You can have them excluded. You can go through here, click on them. I'm leaving all of that alone for now. If I find any of them are um going by too slow, I can go ahead and change just those specific ones in here. So you can also set it to where um skills won't progress through activities. Maybe you want them to progress only through books, or you have to cheat them, whatever the case may be, you can set it through there. Um, Teleport sim overlap is enabled. Basically just makes them, when you teleport them, they're standing inside of each other. You can also use random aging. So when enabled, new sims generated by Sims 4 do not start at 0 days into the current age band. So let's say you wanted every newly generated young adult to start at the beginning of their young adult life, you would disable this. I'm fine with them starting at random points during their life, so I leave it enabled. It adds a little bit of more depth to them. Money settings. So you can allow child sims to pay the bills. I have that just disabled for now. Apartment bill percent. Um, I don't change the bills just because I actually play with mods that adjust it for me. But you can change it through here. You can set up child support, inheritance, all of that. Again, I have my own mods that do this, so I don't usually mess with the money settings anymore. I did previously. Notification, console, and menu settings. So console commands. Build by. I like to have free build always enabled. Ignore always enabled. Move objects always enabled. I don't have debug or show live always enabled. It can kind of get annoying. Enable free build. Enable full edit cast always on. Headline effects, hover effects. So let's say maybe you want the line that shows up when you hover over sims or objects to not show up, but you still want headline effects. You can just disable the hover effects in here. And then testing cheats always enabled. I don't mess with the logging settings and notification. I think I go through all of these, so we'll just go ahead real quick. Notification settings. So age and death. Death ones. I set this all, but actually I think I'm gonna leave that on all. And the pet death on all. I'm not gonna do the age up or the NPC birthdays. NPC birthdays is really good if you are worried about not getting to an NPC household before a sim ages up. This will give you a notification prior to the NPC's birthday. Um, None of my Sims usually, I mean, I think I'll turn this one on. So I don't have this one turned on because I'm not too, if it's an NPC, I'm not really worried about their birthday. But age of notifications are set to all, death is showed set to all, and pet death is set to all. Um, Population, I don't mess with these ones. I don't have my Sims allowed to move without me knowing, so I don't need to worry about this. And then obviously, if they're not moving, I don't need empty house notifications. Pregnancy. If you wanted to know when NPCs are having babies, um, you can change all, you can set, you can turn these all on, but I am not worried about when NPCs are having babies, as well as, actually, you know what? I'm gonna change this to played only. That way only Sims in my played households I'll get notifications for. Um, I might actually set all of these to played only. Because I don't need to worry. I'm not too worried about like all the random Sims who are aging up and random pets who are passing away. Just the ones that are in my played households. That way I can go give them makeovers. Okay, so population I'm not messing with. Pregnancy. Show birth notification details. Show birth notifications. So let's say anytime Sims give birth. Let's say maybe you want all of the Sims who give birth, you can get notifications for, or just your played households. Um, I like to play with any of my Sims who are pregnant, so I won't need to work like any of my played like active households that are pregnant. So I'm not gonna turn these on. Um, the notification details will tell you how many babies they had and what the genders were. Marriage notifications, any Sims who get married, pregnancy affairs when they get pregnancy affairs when they get pregnant, and then relationship changes is, let's say maybe they break up with the sim or they get into a new relationship. It'll give you notifications for it. Neighborhood stories, I have this turned off, so I'm not going to worry about going through this. Show club monitor notifications, this is automatically set to enabled. You can disable this if you have the MC clubs monitoring like actual run. I'll show you what that is when we get to the clubs bit, but basically there's a setting you can set up to a bunch of Sims within the certain parameters for clubs will automatically get added to the clubs. I have that disabled, so I don't need this notification doesn't show up for me anyway. But if you have that enabled and don't want that notifications, you can disable that. But I'm not going to mess with it since it doesn't really show up for me anyway. Obviously, excuse me. I have shown notifications enabled. Phone texts. I leave alone, and then I leave that alone. Alright, relationship settings, last one. Allow teen parenting, I have enabled. Auto relationship settings, breakup settings. Specifies which sim will move out in a homeless household in the case of a breakup. If the household has in-laws of one of the sims, the other sim will always move out first. Oh yeah, that's a male sim. Okay, so I'm gonna leave that alone. Couple relationship change percent. I'm gonna leave that alone. Move children. I'm gonna set this to 50. Basically, if a household, an NPC household, breaks up or divorces, there's a 50% chance that um, the kids will split between the parents. And then I'm gonna leave that one alone. Bypass played is set to enabled. Move in settings. Okay, so I don't mess with this one. Move in ages, I set to teen. I add teen to it. Move in romance level. So let's say maybe you want um Sims to be able to move in at a lower romance level, or they need a higher one. I like to set it to a higher one, just because I feel like that makes more sense. Um, Actually, You know what? I plan on playing a lot of messy Sims, so let's set it lower. Um, the percent chance that Sims with a romantic relationship will automatically move in together, a zero value means the relationship changes are disabled. I will set this to 35. Oh, friendship decay percent. Um, faster decay than normal. So I'm gonna set this to a 50%. Wait, oh wait, higher than 100 will result in faster decay than normal. Oh, I wanted to do 150 then. My bad. I am gonna set that higher just because I like to. I. Oh wait, no, I was right. 50. My dyslexia is not helping today. I don't like the friendship to decay as quickly, but still kind of fast. Um, friendship difficulty. This is going to be set at 20. 20 is my good spot. Oh, I put 29. 20 is my like soft spot with a lot of these decay setting or difficulty settings. Um, relationship calling is disabled and Sims won't ever forget each other. Relationship calling follows default EA rules and deletes relationships accordingly. I like to bypass this. I don't like them to delete my relationships. I will do it myself. um, difficulty, I'm going to set to, not 29, 20. And then the decay percent, I'm going to set to 50 as well. We are officially done in the first setting. Okay, so the next one we're going to do is MC career. So bypass played households. So when this is enabled, Sims 4 will bypass all played Sims households. When it is disabled, it will bypass only the active Sim household. I don't know what that is for though in here. I'm gonna leave that disabled for now. But when I figure it out, I might change it. Change career progression to be slower or faster. One negative point is -10. One positive point is 100%. So 2 is 200 and 10 is 100 there. I think for now I'll do my regular 20. But these difficulty adjustments is very much up to how people play. I play quite realistic, so it's not always easy to progress through a career, and sometimes it might be easier. But obviously there's like satisfaction points that can make it easier as well. Children quit school, and teens quit school, I do not enable. Neighborhood story settings. No, I don't want to change that. School homework progression. I actually set this to be faster. So I set this just to 1. I'll set this to 5 and we'll figure out if that's too fast or too slow. Secret Society Decay, I'm going to set that to 50. And University Difficulty will be set to 20 and then the Decay set to 50. Or Homework Progression set to 5, sorry. I thought the other one was a Decay. So that's it for career. It's a lot of just progression settings, which actually makes the game a lot better, a lot worse, depending on how you're trying to play. The next one is MC Cleaner. Okay. So MC Cleaner. I don't mess with these two. Item Cleaner. Um, I usually only do this in glasses and medical devices. I don't I've never messed with that setting, so I don't know. I have sync glasses and sync medical devices set up. So if one of the outfits a sim is wearing includes glasses, then copy those glasses to all outfits except bathing, sleeping, and swimming. And then the same with the medical devices. So neighborhood cleaner. Bypass family ghosts. When running the clean cold sims process, don't delete a ghost if they are in the family tree of the active family members. Um, I think I leave these alone just because I don't have my sims get cold. I like to just I'd like to manually go in and delete to make sure that no one is getting deleted that they shouldn't be. Okay, so the only other setting that I mess with here is sim cleaner, which is to make sure that sync marry names is enabled. If you want, actually disabled, sorry. I was looking at the wrong thing. I have my MC commands that are like old settings set on the side of my screen, so if you're wondering why I'm like keep changing back and forth, it's because I'm trying to make sure I'm getting the right settings. Um, I like to manually change the names, especially because sometimes I want to do a hyphenated name for certain sims, so I disable that. But you're welcome to go through the rest of these and, read them and figure out what else you would want to change. But we have two more to get through. Just gonna check real quick. Okay, we're actually making really good time. So the next one I want to go through is MC clubs, and then I want to do MC tuner down here. But MC clubs. So bypass played households. So when checking sims for auto joining and auto leaving from clubs, bypass any played households rather than just the current active household. Again, this is in regards to the automatic joining or leaving of clubs depending on their required like traits or ages or gender, whatever. I don't have this set up, so I leave that setting alone. Club member count. This one I do change. I set this to the max. Maximum joinable clubs. I like to leave this at 3. I don't. We'll set it to 5. I'll see if 5 is too much, but I don't think that anything more than 5 is needed. I don't think a sim should be in more than 5 clubs, honestly. um, Here's the monitor club members. So on scheduled nights, which you can set up, clubs will be filled with eligible sims if there are vacancies. Also, ineligible members will be removed. So again, you can enable this if you want. I have this disabled. Open members. So specifies how many open positions will be left in clubs when club monitoring is enabled and fills club members. So you can only have a maximum of 7. So let's say there's 40 slots filled out of 50 in a club because I set it to 50, remember? And I had this enabled and it ran it on, let's say, every Monday. If I set it to leave 5 spaces open, it'll only add 5 more sims to the club. Because I have it set to leave 5 open and we were already at 40. So that's a somewhat explanation of how that works. I will just enable this really quickly so you can see. Oh, we did. Okay, I don't know where the setting for which day you can set that to is at, but I thought it's still inside there, but I guess not. MC Tuner. This one I change a lot in as well. I get very, very nitty-gritty with MC Command Center. It is my favorite mod, like, ever. Change interaction behavior. So allow child baby care. So this, maybe you want your child sims to be able to take care of their siblings. I do. I have that enabled. Emotional deaths. I have disabled. It is the stupidest thing on the entire fucking planet. You can set it to, you can allow instant upgrades. I disable the monster underneath the bed. Allow multiple BFFs. Allow teen move-in. If enabled, when someone dies on the lot, no sims in the area will run to watch the death. I'm going to leave that disabled. I had it enabled previously because let's say a sim died while I was at a bar. All of a sudden, all 700s, oh, not 700, all, 20 sims that are at the bar go over to go watch the sim die, and it's annoying. But for now, I will leave it as is. If I get peeved by it later, I will turn it. I will probably enable it. Friendly ask if single, yes. Friendly stay the night, yes. Kiss is always available, yes. Put away book fix. If enabled, Sims will attempt to put away books when they finish reading or are doing homework. I have that enabled, yes. And then enable stop random flirting. You can change the autonomy for all of these. So I disable mischief, disable mean. I leave proposals disabled, but you can enable it if you want. You can enable autonomous marriage. I'm gonna leave autonomous flirting on for now. And then I'm gonna leave repairs, cleaning, and enable these ones. Sorry. There we go. I thought they were already enabled. It's a good thing I checked. And then autonomy scans. I don't really mess with this one. Sorry. But sorry, I was talking so fast. I realize now that I might have been talking like super duper fast. But I've been recording for like an hour, and I feel like that's a really long recording for how little amount of stuff I was going over in this video. But I really do hope you guys enjoyed. Um, in the next one, I'm going to go over. Give me a second to open my list. MC Cast and MC Dresser on the computer. I want to do 4 parts of this. So this main one was going over a lot of the smaller settings. Excuse me, or like smaller modules. The other 3 will be going over the bigger ones. So like cast and dresser, population settings, and like pregnancy settings and like all of that. But yeah, if you guys liked the video, don't forget the like button and subscribe. Almost 90% of viewers are not subscribers, so if you do really like my content and continue to watch, please consider subscribing. My Discord is in my beacons page along with all the rest of my socials, which you can go ahead and join to be able to get notifications whenever videos go live or any, updates. I almost always post them to my Discord. You can also chat with anyone else who joins the Discord and myself. But yeah, I will see you guys next week. Bye bye.